The following featured presentation is part of the Skywalking Network.
It's a Neverland Clubhouse, yeah, yeah, yeah. Think of all that we will share. Disney updates and fandom will take you everywhere. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters that will be together. Oh, 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 join our Neverland Clubhouse, yeah, yeah, yeah. Two is twice as nice as one. Memories with friends and family, everybody is welcome. It's Courtney and Kelly, two sisters guiding you through Disney. Together, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our 22nd episode of the Neverland Clubhouse. I'm Kelly Chakal, and now please welcome my sister, Courtney.
Hello. You're late.
We're out of practice.
We were on too long of a hiatus. So now please join me in welcoming Sarah Wolofsky from Sarah Skywalking Through Neverland.
Hey, ladies. Hey.
Hi.
Yes. How has it been? Like 3 months, 4 months? It's been insane.
It has.
But we've all done some pretty fun things. And luckily, we share them on our Instagram, right? So definitely everyone follow Neverland Clubhouse Pod and Skywalking Pod, because that's where we share stuff in the moment.
Yeah.
And then we get around to talking about it.
Exactly. I'm always sharing the latest Disney news on our Neverland Clubhouse Pod, and any event that we go to. Like we went to Princess Night and we went to Throwback Night. And so those are all on both of our socials too.
Absolutely. But this is the Disney podcast where we go to different park lands and share our Disney stories, news, and also what's going on with Disney Plus, because we are your tour guides through Disney fandom.
And on today's episode, we are traveling back to Walt Disney World as we revisit Kelly and I's first time at the Festival of the Arts at Epcot and our 4-day cruise on Disney's newest ship, the Disney Wish. So come with us as we jet over across the country and dive into our fun-filled week in Florida and the Bahamas.
Way back in January, you guys flew to Florida in preparation to go on your 4-day cruise to the Bahamas and Castaway Cay on the Disney Wish, which is so exciting. Then you even traveled to Universal Studios. You did a whole bunch of stuff over there. So can you take me through your trip and any fun tips you guys have?
Yeah, we had so much fun, and it was way more than a week, but we went to Florida at Walt Disney World, and we booked our cruise a long time ago. We booked this cruise when they were first announcing the Wish, and of course that got pushed back, but in our luck and in our favor, we were able to book the Disney Wish for Concierge. So we have lots to tell you about Concierge and all the things that you can do on the Wish.
But before we got on the Wish, we did stay at Pop Century for the first time. And I do have to say that lobby is amazing. I love that. It takes you through the different decades of pop culture, basically, from in the 50s when Disneyland was made. I think it goes from the 50s all the way up to the 2000s, like nowadays. So it was really cool to experience that. And like we stayed in the 80s section. So like in the little pool area, it had like Rubik's cubes around there. There was a Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head. Right by our room, there was a Roger Rabbit statue, like from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because that came out in the 80s, And that was my favorite. I was like, I have to get a picture with Roger Rabbit and the potato heads. So yeah. And the only thing that was a bummer is that the Skyliner was down. So we stayed at Pop Century thinking, oh yeah, we'll just like walk across the way, take the Skyliner to Epcot. No, you have to take the bus. The only other transportation is the bus, so that's the downer. We got in the night before. I do recommend going a few days before, getting used to the jet lag, just so you don't miss your cruise, because Port Canaveral is still like about an hour away from Orlando.
It was almost 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not close. So you can stay at a Disney resort and take Disney transportation down to Port Canaveral. They have a bus that takes you there.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. And so because we went 2 days before, we were like, let's go to Epcot. And so on January 22nd, when everybody else was going to see Splash Mountain for the last time, we went to Epcot, and we basically, it was busy still because you had the Festival of the Arts going on, but it was a lot less busier because Splash Mountain was closing that day.
Now, Festival of the Arts is more about artwork. Does it have the fun food booths and everything as well?
It does, and they do have their cookie stroll, and
it's the rainbow. It's the rainbow. You eat things that are different colors.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, because I know for food and wine, the cookie
stroll is Christmas.
Right. And then the food and wine is like cheese, right? It's like the cheese stroll.
Cheese
we ate some of those. That was good. Okay. So I love that. The rainbow stroll. Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
All right.
So we mostly went so that we could ride Cosmic Rewind again.
Yes.
That, and also because during Festival of the Arts, the Broadway singers come and perform for the concert.
It's like the Disney on Broadway concert series, and they in where like in Food and Wine or in Flower and Garden they have the Garden Rocks concerts, and that's where like Candlelight Processional is. So in that stage right across the way from the American Pavilion, they have Broadway singers every night. And this time around when we were there, it was Ariel Jacobs and Adam Jacobs, who are brother and sister, and they were both Aladdin and Jasmine in different shows. They were never Aladdin and Jasmine together, and they made sure to let us know that, but they were definitely Aladdin and Jasmine. Adam Jacobs has originated the role. He was the first one to play Aladdin, and Ariel was Jasmine in the Australian company, I think.
Oh.
There's no good reason that you should believe me, not yet. I know, but someday and soon I'll make you proud of your boy. Though I can't make myself taller or smarter or handsome or wise, I'll do my best. What else can I do? Since I wasn't born perfect like Dad or you, I will try hard to make you proud of gold.
Okay, well, this sounds like amazing. I've never been to Festival of the Arts. I have been to the Flower and Garden Festival, but that's different, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so Flower and Garden, they focus in on, the flowers, and they do the patchwork on all of the
topiaries are really big.
Their topiaries and all of that. The Festival of the Arts is more about the artists. They bring their artwork. You can buy paintings. You can buy Thomas Kincaid's. You can buy all the Disney artwork. Figment is definitely the
Prominent.
Festival of the Arts mascot. And there's the food booths, but the food booths are also very artistic. So the food doesn't only taste good, it also kind of looks artsy. Sometimes they're like deconstructed, like cheese, like cheesecakes, or deconstructed like pastrami sandwiches. I would say are artistic with it. Yeah.
That is so cool. All right. You guys are like talking me into going to the Festival of the Arts next year.
It's the shortest festival. It's the
okay.
shortest festival. It's only like, I want to say it's only like a month and a half long.
Yeah, I think it's only January to the end of February, and then March starts Flower and Garden.
Okay. So do you guys have anything that you ate that you were like super impressed with?
You know what? We're so bad. We never really eat at the food booths because there's so much to eat at Epcot. We actually did the dining package at Regal Eagle. It
Ooh.
is a smokehouse at the American Pavilion, and they have a walk-up dining package that gets you guaranteed seating to the Broadway shows. So the Broadway singing show. So that's what we did, and it was really good food. Like Regal Eagle Smokehouse has really good barbecue.
It
Ugh.
was really good food for the price. It was $35 to get a whole meal plus dessert and a
And
drink.
Hmm.
So,
Not
and
bad.
then you got the seats to the Broadway show, and you were like priority seating.
so you
So,
got to pick your seat first, and so we got sat right next to the stage.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you guys did it right then. All right. So did you meet up with anyone while you were there?
We did.
Of
We
course we
saw
did.
Skywalker Meredith. Definitely.
Yay.
Yeah, and so she rode rides with us, and we met up in the Japan Pavilion. And actually, I had just finished finished playing DuckTales, the new like interactive game that they have over there, and that was pretty fun. Like I got to make things happen with my phone.
Okay. I was wondering, is that through the Play Disney Parks app?
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Wow. So you
Yeah.
don't need to like buy a wand like at Harry
No.
Potter or something like that. It's all through your phone.
It's all through the phone.
Yeah.
There's games like that in every country.
Oh,
So
wow.
you have to go around. Like I just did Japan just to try it out, but there's games in Italy. There's games in China. Every country has something to do with the DuckTales game.
Oh, wow. So you could spend like a whole day just
Yeah.
doing the games. And then you could spend a
Exactly.
whole day just eating and drinking around the world. Then you
Mhm.
can spend a whole day looking at the art.
And that's why it's a month long.
Yes. Wow. I love Epcot. All right. So after your Epcot day, this is it.
This
This
is
is the
it.
moment you were waiting for. It was what, 7 or 8 months delayed on this trip on the
Oh,
Disney Wish?
yeah.
Yeah, very much so. Because we were supposed to go in June when we originally went to Walt Disney World. For those 2 weeks, we were supposed to be on the ship. So we were supposed to be like on the third sailing.
Wow.
They weren't going to be ready in time. They pushed it back to July, but we weren't going to go back a month later because we weren't going to cancel all of our Walt Disney World plans. And so we weren't going to go back a month later, and we didn't want to be in like hurricane season. So we pushed it back to January, at the end of January. And so we got up and we had breakfast, and we got and met everybody who was getting on the bus. Like there's actual people from Disney Cruise Line that meet you in the lobby of Pop Century, and they take you onto this big coach style bus.
So
is this something extra that you booked this travel to get to Port Canaveral, or is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of like the Magical Express, but it's a paid service on top of your cruise. I believe it's like $70-ish for us both to go there. But like I don't know how else we would have gotten there besides like Uber and Lyft. So I felt more comfortable them just picking us up at our hotel and dropping us off at Port Canaveral.
And the fact
So
that they take your luggage too, that's,
yeah,
you don't have to
and
worry
they
about
take your luggage. They
transfer.
make sure that it gets to your room and all of that. So I do recommend that if you're staying on property, or if you're flying from the airport. I believe they pick you up as well.
Nice. All right. So you guys got to do concierge level.
Yes,
and
we did.
this is your second cruise. So is it worth it? Like what is different about concierge level?
Well, once we got off that bus, we were special.
Yeah.
So they gave us like a sticker that said that we were concierge when we checked in. They took all of our security, we had our own private like entrance. So like we didn't have to wait in the line. with everybody else. Once we got off the bus, we were like almost like royalty.
Yeah.
And when we went up the stairs, because we had the concierge gold sticker on, the cast member or the cruise member met us and asked us where we were, what we wanted to do, and we said, oh well, we'd like to go to the concierge lounge, and she asked us if we wanted to take the pictures, because they're always doing pictures right outside in the ports. They're doing the pictures, and we got to cut the line.
Ooh.
So everybody that was waiting had to wait, but sorry, but then after that, she waited for us to get done with the pictures, and she escorted us right into the lounge, and
that's where you meet your concierge team. They're there to welcome you.
Wow.
Yeah.
And actually, we got like, I think, sodas in the lounge. Like they had complimentary sodas.
But also, there's also a concierge lunch that you get to go to in one of the dining rooms once you get on the ship. So if your room's not ready, you have the sit-down lunch. You don't have to go to the buffet.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So how many people would you say were concierge level?
Well,
on the Disney Wish, there's like double the amount of concierge that there is on any other ship.
Oh, well, this sounds so exciting. So you guys felt like royalty.
Yes.
What else happened on this first day?
Well, then we're like walking onto the ship, we're the first people on the ship almost. Like, I would say we were maybe like within the first like 20 people on the ship.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like we were like one of the first families on the ship, and that's kind of cool. They announce your name, of course, like every Disney cruise. And
but what's different about the Wish is that you get wishing wands. And and then they come out and they do this spiel about, and they conjure up a princess, and so then one of the princesses are up there and they welcome you onto the ship.
Which princess was it?
So it was Rapunzel and Flynn Rider.
Oh my gosh. Yay.
So, yeah, you get greeted by a princess, and we went to the concierge lunch. The lunch was very good. It's a different menu from the rotation dining, so you get different things. We had like empanadas and like celebration sundaes. And that's all included with your food.
You could only get the empanadas at that lunch. After that, after the lunch, we they said we could go to the lounge, and they were having complimentary drinks. So drinks are free in the lounge.
Nice.
Like wine, beer. And they were usually it's after 5, but on embarkation day, it's after 3.
Wow.
3 o'clock. There you can start getting drinks.
My goodness. Well, that sounds fun.
And they have little lights in there. They also are, the Disney Wish is the first boat to have a hot bar type thing.
Counter.
So a hot counter. So they actually have like actual hot food and stuff for you in the concierge lounge on the Wish. They don't have that on the other concierge lounges. They only have like little like bites and stuff like that. So the food in the lounge is totally different from the food in any other place on the ship.
And they have 3 espresso makers in there.
Wow.
Yeah. And they're free. Like you, in most of the fleet, that you have to go to the Cove Cafe to get like specialty coffees. And on the Wish in the concierge lounge, those specialty coffees are included.
That's great.
And you can make them yourself.
You make them yourself. You can add vanilla, caramel, mocha. You can make them however you want them.
Wow.
It was
and
nice
could you go in here
in the morning
and get your coffee? Could you go in there at any point then in the day?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But we were always off doing things.
Yeah. So tell me about this.
To the lounge. Yeah,
I mean,
Courtney did go to the lounge every time before dinner to get her
yeah,
drink
I
for
mean,
dinner.
if you're gonna have the lounge and drinks are included, I mean, might as well make a point to go there and bring it to dinner, right?
That is
Um,
very smart. Did you take
yeah.
like 2 glasses?
Oh, I should have, but I only took one. um, but we did go to the sail away party. So they still have that, and it's a special sail away party. They bring out all the characters, so it's not just Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy and Donald and the gang like on
It's all the
others.
princesses.
Yeah, all the
It's
princesses come out too. So Cinderella and her prince, Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, Moana, Ariel, all of the princesses that you're going to see on the ship, they're going to come out on that sail away party. And then you have your first show, which in this one, it's in the Walt Disney Theater, and it's called Seize the Adventure, and it's all about Minnie being the captain of the ship and trying to instill confidence in Goofy that maybe one day he can captain the ship. And so Goofy goes on this adventure throughout the show and gains confidence by, encountering Crush, the turtle from Finding Nemo, Hercules. There's a whole medley of Merida, Elsa, and who is it? Merida, Elsa, and Tiana. The three of them, they do a medley of their songs.
Wow.
Which is insane. Like, no one's ever seen that before. And yeah, I cried during this show.
It was a good show. It was a really good show.
I would say I like Golden Mickey's more, but like this was a very good show. It's one of those Disney songs all mashed up together shows,
How fun. Wow.
Yeah, it was really fun to see because the Elsa on the Seize the Adventure was actually African American, and like she was amazing, and she was singing Let It Go and everything like that, and I just thought it was cool to see like differences and diversity in the shows.
Yeah, speaking of that coming up, I mean, Little Mermaid is coming out very soon.
Yeah.
But that's going to be cool too. And some of that merchandise just came out on Shop Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, great, thanks. The day after we're there, just drop all this new merch. Thanks.
Indeed.
The big draw of the first night, or at least for us, was we got to eat at Worlds of Marvel, which is one of their big dining room rotations.
Yeah. So, and this contains kind of a show within the dinner a little bit.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's a dinner show. You have to pay attention to the screens and the what's happening on the screen, because that's most of the show is. And it has a storyline along with you have a Pym particle on your table.
Quantum core. It's called the quantum core.
Okay, a quantum core and on the table, and you're trying to help Ant-Man and the Wasp shrink and grow things. There's like a swan towel, like a towel animal. You know how they fold the towels into animals, and that gets like blown up really big, and then Ant-Man accidentally shrinks the whole ship. There's just a whole bunch of fumbles on the quantum core. It doesn't do exactly what you want it to do.
Right. And then unfortunately this attracts Ultron. So in this world, Ultron is alive and he is descending upon the ship trying to take over basically. And then you get a team up of the Avengers. You get Sam's Captain Falcon. You get Miss Marvel in there and Captain Marvel. And yeah, they just do a team up with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and they defeat Ultron, and they ask for your help about, pushing those buttons on the quantum core. And while you're in
Spoiler, by the way,
sorry.
spoiler.
Spoiler
I'm
alert.
just-
I mean, there's lots of YouTube videos out there. Everybody puts it out there, so it's already there.
But actually, I've actually heard that this show has kind of changed. So
Oh.
Yeah,
since
so
we've
they're
been
already
on.
changing.
So
Okay.
yeah, already changing
Now,
it.
is Sam the Falcon here, or is he Captain
He's
America?
Captain America.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Captain
cool.
America.
It's after Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Got
so,
it. Okay.
Yeah.
But I love how Ultron's alive. So
Exactly.
I mean,
yeah, it's a what if.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We're all in the multiverses, right?
Exactly.
Sam works. Call me Captain. How's the cushy cruise gig going?
Try the chicken tenders. They'll change your life.
What are you doing all the way out here?
We're headed back to base and we noticed a spike in high energy levels at your location. Red Wing, give us a bird's eye view.
They look like
Flying robots.
Analyzing Ultron, an android obsessed with destroying the Avengers and wiping out all of mankind.
You must be here for the quantum course.
And so as a fun little thing, we dressed up to go. And, not everybody does. And so we were talked about.
Oh, good. So what did you guys
Yeah.
dress as?
So I dressed as the Scarlet Witch.
Okay.
So I had my ears and my rock love necklace of the Scarlet Witch, and I have the ring too of her headdress, and then her universe dress of Scarlet Witch. And
Nice.
so we took pictures too. They have pictures every night. You get the photo package, you get all the pictures. So we have tons of pictures of us dressed up as Scarlet Witch, and Kelly went as Loki.
Yeah, I was Loki. I wore my green Loki dress that I have worn before, but I love wearing it, and the Loki ears. And yes, everybody loved that we were dressed up as Loki and Scarlet Witch, especially because we're kind of troublemakers usually. Scarlet Witch and Loki, we're stirring up trouble. So, but yeah, it was kind of fun. I do suggest you plan outfits for the restaurants, especially on the Disney Wish, because we all love Disney, but the Disney Wish definitely loves a theme.
Oh,
Everything is so
that's fabulous. I love
Yeah.
you guys really lean into that, of course. So
Yes.
it's always fun to do stuff with you guys because we all dress up.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
yeah,
Well,
we love that.
We love a theme.
Yeah.
So,
And then of course, after dinner, you have your activities that are in your itinerary.
but we did explore the ship, and the atrium is very much themed to Cinderella. There's big, gorgeous tapestries and artwork from the archives,
Ooh.
all about Cinderella everywhere. Yeah,
Wow, you must have loved that,
I did.
Courtney.
I
was
took a picture
gorgeous.
of everything.
That's beautiful.
And it's Mary Blair's artwork. It's
Oh,
from the archives. They pulled hundreds of sketches from the archives to make the art on the Wish.
that is awesome. And I have to just do a point because I went to the Huntington Museum or I think they still have the Disney exhibit going on. And that was one thing I learned is that Mary Blair kind of started her I think. Well, she did concept art for Cinderella, and I didn't know that because you think Mary Blair, you think Alice in Wonderland. At
Or
least
Peter
I
Pan.
do. Yeah, or Peter Pan, but I never knew she was involved that heavily with Cinderella, and they had some of her artwork and concept sketches up, or concept paintings, really, because it's all about color with her. And so I can imagine how beautiful the Wish must be using that
Yeah.
concept art. Beautiful. Wow.
Beautiful. It's gorgeous. Everywhere there's concept art. Mostly of Cinderella. There's a lot of others as well. Every floor is a different princess too. So we were with our room, we were on the Tangled floor.
Oh,
We had a Tangled room.
We had we had a Tangled room. We had the lanterns above our bed.
oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
It
So that was very pretty. We had a
beautiful.
Rapunzel, a Tangled theme room. And
Aw.
there's like rooms themed to Frozen. There's Ariel. There's Princess
Moana.
Frog, Moana. There's every room is to a different princess.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And because we are concierge, our room was a little bigger.
Oh,
So we actually had the queen bed, the queen size bed, a pull down, a Murphy bed, and a bunk bed that came out of the ceiling, and a sofa bed.
wow.
So
It sleeps
yeah, it was a little bigger. So Courtney slept on the Murphy bed, and
Yeah.
I slept in the big bed. And I it was a really comfortable bed. Let me tell you that.
It's better than the sofa bed. I can tell you that. It's because the sofa bed
Yeah,
is really
the
small.
sofa bed.
Awesome. So now we're
Yeah.
getting into our second day at sea, and this was at sea,
Yes.
right? So
It
you're
was
like,
at sea. Yeah.
okay.
So everybody is on the boat. So there's lots of things going on, but we had a jam-packed day already set because you got to pick up stuff. And since we were concierge, we had a whole team that booked everything for us.
We also got that discount, so we got to spend some money that we normally would have spent on the cruise, but got to book some special things that were on the ship and on the excursions and stuff like that. Got to use that money. So
this day
yeah.
we did the Princess Gathering, I believe, which is
Yep.
the one that you sign up for ahead of time, and you get to meet actually you got to meet 5 princesses in this one, I
Yeah.
believe. I think you got to meet Belle, Cinderella, Tiana, Moana, and Rapunzel, I think. All of those
Yeah, all of those.
in one. So you just go boom, 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 boom. And
Wow.
so we did that first
But it was
thing.
a very early royal gathering.
Yeah,
It
8
was a
o'clock in
very
the morning.
early.
8 o'clock in the morning, which was good because then we had to hurry on to Palo Brunch.
Oh, and this is
Yeah.
the fancy restaurant that you can book extra. So it doesn't come included like the
No,
other
right.
food on the ship,
Yeah. This is, I think, $45 per person.
which is not bad.
Yeah.
It's
It's not-
actually not, considering you could order the whole menu and they don't charge you extra for any of that.
No.
Wow.
Like you can, I mean, literally the guy was standing there waiting for our order and just kept waiting for us to order more. And we had each ordered like 3 dishes.
Oh my goodness.
I can't order anymore or I'm going to explode.
But this meal was so good. It
So
was,
good.
we did Palo dinner on the Wonder, and I would say brunch is so much better. Brunch is like 10 times better.
Wow.
They brought you bread service.
Ooh.
Yeah, well, you got a savory bread service, and then you got like a sweet bread service. So there was the pastries, the muffins, the like sweet breakfast rolls, and then there was like a garlic bread and like sesame sticks, and so there was like the savory and the sweet, but you got them both. And that was
Yummy.
already a lot, and then you had to order your menu item, and it's like 9:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna get breakfast, so I get an eggs Benedict, and Courtney got an omelet, and then you go and you get your lunch item. So I got the chicken parmesan. Yeah, it was so, oh my gosh, so good. It's like the creamiest, cheesiest, best chicken parmesan you ever had.
Wow.
Yeah, so good. Like, I don't even like tomato sauce, but the tomato sauce on this didn't even bother me. It was so good. Like, there was so much cheese on it that like I couldn't even see the chicken.
And then they even have like entire pizzas that you can order. And
Wow.
they just expect you to order all of it.
For $45.
Yeah, and it comes
Like-
with wine too, or mimosa.
Wow.
Yeah, complimentary mimosa or sparkling wine. And he just kept waiting for us to order more, and we were like, I think we can't eat anymore.
Wow.
So it is a good deal, the brunch, but be prepared to eat because then we were no longer hungry for the rest of the day, and so we got to like dinner.
I bet.
And even
My
then, I was
gosh.
like, I don't think I'm that hungry.
Wow.
And so then I had booked a special champagne tasting in Nightingales, which is one of the they call it the champagne bar. This is at nighttime, has the piano player in it, and they sing Disney songs at night. That's pretty fun.
Aw.
I've seen people do that. We didn't actually go
Again,
in there.
another theme.
But
Another Cinderella theme.
Yeah, it's named after the song Sweet Nightingale.
Oh, Sing Sweet Nightingale.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where the sisters are singing it. So it's called Nightingales. And this one, they had like 5 different champagnes for us to taste, all from different regions, ending with a ice wine. So there was a wine that actually was made to put ice cubes in, whereas the other champagnes are, just regular, like they're cold, the bottle's cold, so that's cold, but this one is
Yes.
actually like you put ice cubes in the ice wine and it's made that way.
Nice.
So that was really nice. I did that by myself.
We were playing trivia when Courtney left for the champagne tasting, so I finished up playing trivia. But while Courtney was at champagne tasting, I was also in the concierge lounge, taking advantage of the coffee and the snacks and the desserts and all that has to offer. But then we ended up meeting back up, and we met back up at the Hyperspace Lounge, which was really nice because we didn't need to get reservations anymore. You don't need reservations for the Hyperspace Lounge.
Good.
It's free to walk into. So it was very cool to go into the Hyperspace Lounge. It kind of felt like a cross between Oga's Cantina and maybe what the Star Cruiser would feel like. It's like a fancier version of the cantina.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like what's it
The
called?
Starlight Lounge, kind of.
I think so. Yeah,
the
on the
House
Galactic Star Cruiser. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Wow. And then I heard it has like a screen basically that's like you see ships.
Yes. So every once in a while you'll go into hyperspace.
Yeah, you're basically traveling that planet. Yeah. And you'll go into hyperspace and you'll come out on Tatooine or
You'll see the Halcyon. You'll see a Star Speeder 3000 or 1000 from Star Tours. So there's lots of Star Wars little nuggets in there.
That's so cool.
And so we each got a drink. Kelly got a non-alcoholic one, and I got a yellow drink. I think it was something with Endor. It was an Endorian drink. Endor. But it was yellow. It looked like a fuzzy tauntaun without the buzz foam, but it was kind of a little bit creamier than that.
Do they have some of the drinks like you can get at Oga's Cantina?
They're not the same.
Oh,
They're
maybe
different,
the beer.
but I think there's a couple of beers that might be the same that are in Oga's.
Does it have like the Tony Ray wine?
No, I didn't see that one, or else I would have gotten it because I like the Tonray wine.
Yeah.
I think there is something called Batu something on there. So that might be the same. I'm not sure. It might resemble something in Oga's. So, but they tried to make it all like specific to Hyperspace Lounge.
Okay, that makes sense. So it's like special going there.
Yeah,
I love it.
They're similar but not the same.
And so how would you compare? Like, did you like this better than Oga's? Or would you rather go to Oga's?
No, I'd rather go to Oga's because it's very quiet in there. It's mostly visual, whereas Oga's has the like music blaring all the time.
Okay.
And it was very quiet in the Hyperspace Lounge. I mean, not to say like since if we go back on the Wish, obviously it's I would go back in there since it's the only thing on there. But if I had the choice between Oga's and Hyperspace, I would go back to Oga's.
Okay.
Like the main attraction that the like wait staff was doing was like they were doing the smoke bubbles. I'm sure they had those on the Halcyon as well,
Yes.
where they have those machines where they do the smoke inside the bubble. So a lot of the wait staff was going around and showing all the people the bubbles. So I believe Oga's is a little bit more like fun because there's a storyline going on in Oga's, and sometimes the bartenders can like goof around and do some things. Like one time we were in Florida and they took Courtney's phone and they took pictures all around the bar and
Took pictures of themselves. It was like really fun.
themselves and everything.
How funny.
So I think they have a little bit more freedom in Oga's, but maybe they just still haven't found their footing in Hyperspace Lounge, because when it first started on the lounge, you needed a reservation to go in there. Now you don't need a reservation. We didn't find it very crowded. It was pretty easy to get a seat, and it was a day at sea where everybody was on the boat. So I don't know. But it is a little hidden. Like it does kind of feel like you're walking into a hidden lounge.
Okay.
Because the door is like a space door.
Oh, fun. Oh, does it whoosh?
Yeah, it's whoosh, and you have to push a button to open it and everything.
It's kind of a if you know kind of situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you know, but it's not like it's not labeled Hyperspace Lounge, but I don't know.
Cool.
But it was fun.
You could pass it if you're not looking for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But good to know. So you have to know the secret password or how to get in the whoosh door.
Yeah.
And then, so this being the second day, the show that we saw was The Little Mermaid.
Ooh.
And this is a little different reimagining of The Little Mermaid. It's kind of like a group of people is putting on, it's a play within a play kind of thing. So they have puppets for Scuttle and Flounder and Sebastian. Little, like, the mermaids don't have tails. They have skirts that they like swish around that make it look like tails.
How cute.
And it kind of has a little bit of a different message, kind of the same message as what they're touting for the new Little Mermaid. Ariel doesn't kind of need a man. Like, she likes Eric, but like she may not necessarily end up with Eric. I don't think in this version she ended up with Eric. I think
no, I don't think they like really got married or anything.
Weird. Yeah, it didn't have a wedding scene. I know that for sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
well, and the girl playing Ariel looked like Halle Bailey, right?
Yeah.
She had the Halle Bailey look.
Okay, cool. All right.
Which is nice. I mean, it was the story of The Little Mermaid. They did it really well with elaborate sets and, really tried to make it look like you were underwater with them. But yeah, they do have a little bit of a change up, and it's gotten mixed reviews through people that have watched it. I liked it. I didn't have a problem with it. It's not the that I grew up with, but it's a good show.
I think the star of the show was the guy puppeteering Scuttle.
Yes,
he was good. He was funny.
Because like exactly right on.
Yeah, wasn't he like narrating it? Wasn't Scuttle like narrating?
Scuttle's the narrator in the ride,
Yeah, he's the narrator.
The ride.
He's also the narrator in the Broadway show kind of thing. So he has a bigger part in the Broadway show.
Huh. Yeah. I've never seen the Broadway show.
I'm obsessed with the soundtrack of the Broadway show.
Cool.
Does that surprise anyone? No. I'm obsessed with Broadway soundtracks.
Broadway soundtracks, yes, of course. Okay. So you saw that because you have the later dinner.
We saw it before
the show
dinner
first. Okay.
Yes.
So then what was the special dinner this night?
So this night we dressed up as Anna and Elsa because we were in Arendelle.
Oh. And what's this restaurant called? Is it called?
It's called Arendelle.
Oh, perfect.
It's Arendelle.
Wow.
Yeah. It is like you're literally walking into their house in Arendelle.
The palace.
Wow.
The palace.
So like when you walk down the walkway to the dinner, you literally pass by the portraits that they're singing in front of, that Anna is singing in front of during Do You Want to Build a Snowman? So there's Joan of Arc and like all the different paintings that are, that she comes across in those.
The whole storyline is that you're at Anna and Kristoff's engagement party.
That is put on by Oaken and Olaf. So
Olaf.
Well, no wonder you ladies dressed up.
Yeah.
Got to dress up for the engagement party.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we went as Coronation, Anna and Elsa. So like we did a princess night.
Yeah.
Same outfits.
But it helps to dress up because Elsa and Anna and Kristoff and Oaken came over to our table to talk to us. And they didn't talk to everyone.
Because they kind of just pass by and say hi. And they talk to mainly like the little kids, obviously. But like all the adults, like they don't talk to all the adults. So it pays to dress up.
Yeah. And it's a musical show. So they sing all the songs from Frozen. And in kind of like a folksy way, there's a guy playing a little type of guitar.
And then you have like a soft like drummer and a flutist. A violinist.
The violinist was amazing.
The violinist has an amazing like solo when they do an instrumental version of Into the Unknown. Beautiful, and it's the finale, and they go all out, and it's gorgeous, and it's just on the violin, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really good.
Goodness.
Yeah, and then and then they have the characters come out, and they sing a little song, and then Elsa does a little magic, and it's a little fun show, and that show is definitely better than the Marvel show, because the Marvel show is all screens except for when Ant-Man and the Wasp come out at the very end to greet you guys.
But again, it's just like a wave. It's not like anything interactive.
Yeah.
Very long.
But like the Frozen show is very much a production.
That is so cool. Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like you get 2 shows a night.
Exactly. Like you get one in the theater and then you get one at dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. It was very, very good.
I think the next day you guys got to go to Castaway Cay.
No, we got to go to Nassau.
This was Nassau, and we were really excited about going to the Bahamas because we'd never been. When we were little, we watched the Mary-Kate and Ashley movie where they go to the Bahamas and they go to Atlantis and
Holiday in the Sun.
and always wanted to go there. Never thought we'd make it there, but we booked an excursion to Blue Lagoon, and along with the excursion to Blue Lagoon, we booked a dolphin encounter. And we'd never done anything with dolphins before. And it was really exciting. We'd never even touched a dolphin before. So we were really excited to book this because we got to book this because of our discount. So that we used the money that we would have spent on this. And it was so cute. We got a little like 15-20 minute encounter with the dolphins. We had Goombay and Sean were our dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
Now, are you in the water? Like, do you have swimsuits on?
Yes, we are in the water. We had, you wear your own swimsuits. They don't give you.
You're basically like waist deep, maybe like chest deep of water, because you kind of have to like lean down to hug the dolphin. So you kind of have to like bend down. But yeah, you got a dolphin hug and you got a dolphin kiss. And if you didn't want to kiss the dolphin, they blew you a raspberry. They went,
they were very offended if you didn't want to kiss them. Kelly got a raspberry. She kissed him once and then said, "Nope, I'm good." And they went,
And he wanted another one. And he wanted another one. I kissed him once, and then he wanted another one.
And then
was
he
like,
blew you a
"Oh, okay."
raspberry.
He did.
Aw.
But they were so cute. They had so much fun. They were swimming and they did all these tricks for us, and
You got to
then
rub the belly.
rub the
Aw.
belly, and it was just really, really fun encounter at Blue Lagoon. It's a cheaper option than swimming with the dolphins. It's also a cheaper option than swimming with the dolphins over at the Atlantis. So
Mhm.
you could do the excursion with Atlantis with the dolphins, or you could do a Blue Lagoon. It was, I
Do you know the
believe,
difference?
like,
I mean, in terms of what you do, like why
I
would
know Atlantis was like 250 or something like that, and this was only 158, I think.
yeah.
or something.
The
Like per
difference,
person?
well, I know that on Blue Lagoon, the difference is that you actually have to like swim with the dolphins. Like they do, you know how like they push you?
Yes.
You got to do that if you swim with the dolphins.
Okay.
So they got like come up behind you and they push you across.
But we didn't do that. We
the
just did the meet
thing.
and greet, so we
Right.
didn't get to swim with
Yeah.
them. That's
That seems like kind of scary.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I was not. I don't know if I want to touch the dolphin, but I did.
Yeah. Okay. So Blue Lagoon itself is that like in its own like thing, or is it
Mhm.
out on the water on the ocean?
No, they have
an
it comes with,
island.
yeah, it comes with a big old boat that you have to get on, and it's about a 15
Oh.
20-minute ride to a private island that's
Oh.
off of Nassau. It's a
Wow.
totally different island. So when you get there, you're kind of stuck there until they tell you you can come back. So we
But that's
got
why
there.
it is an expensive excursion, because
Right.
it comes with like a day at Blue Lagoon where you can like swim in the lagoon, and so there's other stuff to do on the island. There was also like a shark encounter that you could do. Like there was a
Oh.
shark thing there. There was dolphins, and I think that was it. I think
But that was all extra too. Like you had to pay.
yeah.
And they had food there too, but that was extra. So we waited to eat when we got back on the ship.
Yeah.
But when they do say that it's like a 5 to 6 hour excursion, it is a 5 to 6 hour excursion.
So yeah, even though we were kind of stuck on the island, Kelly, we did go swimming in the little Blue Lagoon, and then I kind of fell asleep in the chairs, and then it was like 1:30, and it was time to go back to the boat. And since we were already in our swimwear, we went on the AquaMouse.
Whoa.
Yeah. So we got
And it was kind of nice because people were not back on the boat yet, because we were
Mhm.
kind of like the first boat back from the island. So it was kind of nice because there was no line for the AquaMouse.
Sweet.
Yeah, it was like it said like maybe a 30-minute wait, but like it was so less than that. It wasn't even 30
I think we waited like 10. It wasn't even, I think we waited maybe 5 families. It was perfect.
So
because all we
that's
wanted
like-
to do was go on it once.
Yeah, that's like kind of a slide, but it goes out over the water.
It's actually called the first roller coaster at sea because okay, so you get on the inner tube and it has this like the moving walkway, so it kind of propels you down, and then it has screens on both sides when you first enter it, and it's Mickey Mouse cartoons. It's like
Oh, wow.
Mickey Mouse short cartoons, and then at one point when you get past the Mickey Mouse cartoons, then it becomes a slide and it goes out over the water. So it's the big slide that encompasses all around the top of the ship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you're moving on the raft with the water inside the tube, and then it's really a short slide, but they call it the first roller coaster at sea, even though it's not as fast as a roller coaster.
So would you do it again?
Yeah, I would do it again at least one more time. I mean, I wouldn't go and do it over and over again, but I would do it once a sailing, basically, especially if I'm already in my bathing suit,
And Kelly, what were you gonna say?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I was gonna say like Courtney doesn't do water parks at all, so for her to say that is kind of really good. And I enjoyed it. I we don't really do water parks in general, usually. So I haven't been on a water slide in years. Like I think I was like 12 was the last time I was at like Hurricane Harbor. But yeah, I found it fun. It was cute. The cartoons are really cute, give you something to look at. It was a little hard on my butt because the rollers are kind of you can feel everything between the tube. Like the tube is not padded on the bottom.
Yeah. It's an inner
So
tube,
you
right?
can feel everything. Yeah.
Got it.
So and it's a 2-person inner tube. So hopefully you know the person you're going with.
You get real close. You get
real close.
You get real close.
Oh, cool. Well, at least you can like share it with someone.
I enjoyed the AquaMouse. Yeah.
Okay.
I enjoyed the AquaMouse, but I didn't need to do it like continuously over and over again. But I could see kids like loving it, like doing it over and over again. So yeah.
Nice. Well, okay, so this night was also like pirate night at sea. Now, was this any different than the Wonder? Because I know the Wonder also has a pirate night.
They don't give you bandanas, unfortunately, because you get the wands. So like on the Wonder and the Fantasy and everything, you get like a pirate bandana. So we brought our bandanas because I have seen vlogs and everybody was like, they don't give you bandanas. And everybody's quite upset about the fact that they don't give you bandanas. But they have 2 pirate shows that night. One with Mickey and the gang, and they initiate you into being a pirate, part of their pirate crew. And then
you learn how to be a pirate. It's a totally different pirate show from
the
Wonder. Yeah.
So there's the one that's earlier in the day, and then the one that's later at night. The later one is live pirates. So the entertainment crew dress up as pirates, and you have Pirate Red, and she's the lead singer of this pirate rock and roll group.
Oh wow!
And, it's a live band, and they play 80s rock songs, like "We're Not Gonna Take It," like all of those 80s rock hit bands.
It's time to put your hands and hooks together for the most rockin' pirates around. Yo ho, pirates fly for you. Yo ho.
Then Captain Jack Sparrow comes out, and then they do fireworks at night, but they do it to the live band. So other ships have it on a pre-recorded soundtrack.
Right.
Well, this one, they actually time it to the live band.
Wow.
I actually love this show better than the one on the Wonder. Not that the one on the Wonder isn't great, it is, but like this was more our speed with the 80s rock band and everybody rocking out. And the girl who played Red was amazing.
Fantastic.
She was so
She
good.
could sing. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. And the guy who played Jack Sparrow looked exactly like Jack Sparrow. He was great. Had all the mannerisms down. So, and then also, Disney is the only fleet that can do fireworks at sea, and they do it by they pack the fireworks with fish bait, like with fish food.
Oh.
So when it falls into the ocean, the fish can eat the fireworks.
Oh my gosh.
It's fish food.
Edible.
It's edible.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's why they're allowed to do it, is because it's fish food. It's That's how they do it.
Right. And they don't share that secret with anyone else.
Yeah. Not how to do it. They'll tell you it's fish food, but they won't tell you how they do it.
Right. That is cool.
Yeah. So Pirate Night is a big to do on the Wish, and the ceiling, like in the atrium, people love to lay down in the atrium and look up at the chandelier because it sings at midnight, like 10, 11, and 12. It'll play a song and it'll change colors. And on Pirate Night, it plays Pirate's Life for me from Peter Pan, and it turns red, and so that's really cool. So
yeah, it turns red. It's so pretty.
The other nights it does. I think it turns pink, and it plays "So This Is Love" from Cinderella. Yeah.
Wow, lots of little hidden gems.
And then it turns blue sometimes too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Wow.
So that was.
Yeah. This is when we did Match Your Mate.
Yeah, Match Your Mate. Yeah, for adults, this is the show to go to on every show, on every boat.
Pirate Night.
They pick 3 couples, and it's like the newlywed game, and it gets raunchy, it's hilarious, and there's no filter, and it's great.
Wow. Is it kid friendly or no?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It's 18 and older. The room where they were doing most of their trivia, what was the room called?
Luna.
Yes, Luna. It was like a 2-story lounge, I guess. But they would have like the family stuff in there, and then at night it would turn into the adult entertainment. And it was a very cool designed lounge.
And so then we come to our day 4, and this was our Castaway Key day.
Yay.
And we got up early because we had our own private cabana. So we got to have one of the cabanas, which is a very hot commodity on Castaway Key. We had one on Serenity Bay, which is in the adult only area.
Nice.
So they have cabanas in the family area, and they have the cabanas in Serenity Bay. And so on the way there, though, this is where you're going to see most of your characters. They're out on the island, and there are like every 5 feet, there's a picture spot.
Wow.
Every 5 feet, there's a picture spot.
We ran into Captain Jack. We ran into Mickey. We ran into Minnie, Donald, Goofy. So make sure you take your time getting to Castaway Key and take those pictures with those characters, because that's where you're going to find them.
Yep, they're all over the island in the morning. And like they're one right after the other. And then you can take, the tram to Serenity Bay or wherever you're going to go and go swimming in the ocean. And here in the ocean, like they have photographers on the island too, like just around the ocean. Like we took pictures in the water and had magic shots.
Wow.
Taken of us. Like they put like Goofy on skis in the back of us, and someone was parasailing, and then we had like Flounder, we had Chip and Dale in front of us. Like if you have the picture package, like look for these like PhotoPass photographers basically, because they're everywhere and they'll take pictures of you while you're in the water.
Wow. So now this private cabana, so you're in Serenity Bay, and if you don't have a cabana, are you just kind of like fighting for space on the beach?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're kind of looking for chairs or
lounges or chairs and umbrellas, basically to get out of the sun.
Okay, but the cabana already has a topper, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it has an inside part and an outside part, and so you could be inside and not be in the sun at all.
It comes with like a little house. A little beach house where you have your seating area, so you have a couple benches and like a table to eat if you want to eat. It comes with a mini fridge. You can drink or eat whatever you want out of the mini fridge. I think it comes with fruit.
They stock it.
They'll stock it. They pre-stock it. You get cold towels. So if you're hot, you can come back to the cabana and get a cold towel to cool off. That comes with Yeah, you can play music or you can charge your phones, but it comes with a hammock right outside your cabana. It also comes with like tubes if you want to use like inner tubes. There's tubes for you there. I think it also comes with a bike.
Yeah, there's a bike. You can rent a bike. It comes with a bike rental and it has inner tubes that you can take into the ocean for you. It had a laying down
Like
lounger.
floating stuff too.
Yeah. And then
Wow.
it has your own private like like a shower head.
Oh, okay.
And like lots of towels.
You get a guy who takes you in a golf cart directly to your cabana, and you just ring him when you want to go someplace. And yeah.
Fancy. You guys did the VIP
Fancy.
experience.
Yeah, it's definitely VIP. Yeah.
We definitely splurged this time because of Concierge.
And the only way you can get it is basically if you're platinum or if you're concierge. You can't. It's open to anybody, but like
they book up.
Yeah, and because Disney does this like tiered booking system, depending on what level of the Castaway Club you are, it's hard to get if you're a first time cruiser or if you are a gold member or silver.
Well, actually, and not even that, because our concierge team was saying that because
there's so
many concierge on the Wish, and
Oh.
people think that concierge just means you get whatever you want sometimes, which is not the case. But they do whatever they can to help you. But because there's only 27, 28 cabanas and lots of concierge rooms, those cabanas book up really fast.
Wow.
So we were lucky.
Yeah, we were really lucky. Thank you, Marion from Small World Vacations.
Nice.
She made it happen.
So did you guys have a great day on the ocean or
We
on the Castaway Cay?
I had a wonderful time. We actually had great weather. It was beautiful, not too hot, but also not cold and not raining and not windy. I was able to go and swim in Castaway Cay and at the Bahamas. So the weather was just gorgeous.
I swam a lot, but I swam a little bit. Kelly swam a lot more than I did. And then I went and took a nap in the cabana.
Because that's what it's for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would say that we probably wouldn't do the cabana again if it's just the two of us. If we were going with more people and sharing it with more people, it would be more fun to have the cabana with a bigger group. But because it was the two of us and like Kelly was mostly in the water and I was mostly at the cabana, like it was,
yeah.
I fell asleep, so, but we enjoyed it. It was great. And it was,
but it's the only way I could get you to stay on the island.
Basically.
Because she just wanted to go back to the ship.
I like doing things on the ship. So.
The ship is pretty cool.
Well, then they serve you lunch on the you have a barbecue lunch that's included on the island.
I suggest you go back to the ship to eat lunch. It's just hamburgers, hot dogs, barbecue. And the barbecue wasn't great. The barbecue was better on the ship. So such good food on the ship. So
okay.
That would be my tip.
Yeah.
That's a good tip. All right. So that evening, what you haven't gone to one restaurant now, right?
Right. I believe this was our night to go to see Aladdin, the show Aladdin.
Okay.
Which is almost exactly like the show at the Hyperion Theater.
Oh,
yeah.
Did you get nostalgic?
Very much, very similar, very nostalgic. Yeah.
And so, and then
they did have some technical difficulties, though.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. I believe if it was going to be like the Hyperion Theater, that when Aladdin goes down into the Cave of Wonders, he's on a rig and he kind of comes down from the ceiling.
Yeah.
And comes down
and he kind of walks down.
Well, we didn't get to see that part.
Oh.
So I don't know what was happening, but they were having technical.
I wasn't sure we were gonna get to finish Aladdin at all. We very much were like stuck in the theater, like at that part for like a good 10 minutes. I wasn't sure if they were going to get it all back and running up, but they did. They just skipped over that part. They just kind of brought Aladdin into the Cave of Wonders and said, "Oh, we're already here."
Whoops. Okay.
But yeah, it brought back so much nostalgia for being in the Hyperion Theater, which makes me so much more excited for Rogers the Musical.
Yes. Cannot wait for that.
But,
awesome.
So excited.
And then after the show, it was time to eat at 1923. And this restaurant is very, very nostalgic. Like I said, it has a lot of, it is themed to the early animation days of the Walt Disney Studios. So you have concept art and maquettes and just animated cells everywhere. We were in an area where it was Sleeping Beauty themed. So we saw the clothes that like they have fabric costumes.
Oh
of
wow.
the three fairies. They were very tiny, like they were on dolls. They were doll sized of the three fairies, concept art from Sleeping Beauty. They do have a Moana section, a Frozen section, a Pinocchio section. So look around this restaurant because it's all, it's all sketch art. From the archives. It's all of that.
That's beautiful.
And the food is fantastic here. It really is.
This was my favorite food.
Yeah. So this is no show, so it's all about the food at this one.
Okay.
This restaurant. And we had this wonderful pasta. Or at least I had the pasta. Kelly, what did you have?
Yeah, we both did, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It was like a truffle pasta.
Truffle pasta. Yeah. It was really good.
It kind of just reminds me of kind of like that high end
the Carthay Circle.
The way like Walt Disney wanted to entertain people was bring them up into like Club 33 and make them feel like they're in this like special dining room. And it kind of makes me think of like that, and then kind of like the Carthay Circle like 5-star meal. Like you want to think of like truffle pasta, steak fillet, and you're more like luxury foods.
Okay, that makes sense.
In a rotation dining. So you could say that this feels like a upgraded rotational dining.
Okay, I can see that.
Because the food was mediocre at Marvel and Arendelle. We didn't really mention that, but it wasn't like outstanding.
But that's not what they're about. They're about the shows.
Yeah. They're about the shows. So this just felt like a whole nother level of the food. Being in the Roy Disney suite almost, and eating like truffle pasta, and the only thing that was bad was the churros. And yeah, we were like, they're like really not great, but
they were like the Walt Disney World churros. I'm sorry, you guys, but they were. You all know Disneyland churros are better.
Yeah, they were stale and kind of hard as a rock. Yeah. The wait staff tried to warn us, but we were like, "Oh, we want to try the churros," and that's another tip is listen to your servers.
Yes.
Ask for recommendations of what is good and what they like to eat, because they
know.
Eat these, they know. But like, okay, so we have like a little story about, because we did have a table that was just the two of us, which was kind of weird because on the Winder we had a group of 6 of us and it was all girls, and it was so wonderful to know everybody and have people from different places talking about Disney and how we got here and all of that. So it was we were kind of a little disappointed when we got to our Marvel table and it was just the two of us. And so then when we got to Arendelle, we were seated still just the two of us, but we had a couple next to us. And then all of a sudden we started talking back and forth about, just Disney or whatever we're talking about, just chatting. And so we had 2 nights with them sitting next to each other, and because we had them for Arendelle, and then Pirate Night, we sat next to each other as well. And so when we got to 1923, because we were not seated next to each other at Marvel, we told our servers, jokingly, we were like, well, if we're not seated next to each other tomorrow night, we're going to be disappointed. So when we walked into 1923, we were seated next to each other.
Yeah.
That's good. Aw.
And it was nice because
So you could go
because
chat.
we really had a good time with them.
Yeah.
So we did get to sit next to them, and we went to Pirate Night with them, and we had a bunch of fun with them. So
Yay. So did you feel fulfilled with this cruise on the Disney Wish?
No, now we're addicted.
now we're
Uh-oh.
obsessed.
You're obsessed. Are you going on another
and
cruise?
Yeah, we're obsessed. We will be going on another cruise at some point. We did a placeholder for a cruise. When you're on the cruise, if you do a deposit, they give you a certain type of discount on the deposit. So we did that. We have 2 years to use it. So we will be going on another one, but no plans in the near future.
Excellent. Until they announce new Hocus Pocus characters on the next cruise.
Or the Treasure. Or Lighthouse Point.
Treasure is coming out, so we'll see.
Oh,
The Treasure is
ship.
coming.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Lighthouse Point is like the new Castaway Key. And you could go, there's like cruises where you can go to both. You can go to Castaway Key and Lighthouse Point.
Wow.
I don't know. We'll have to see.
Have to pick and
Adventures
choose.
await. But they did just have halfway through Halloween, and it does look like the Sanderson sisters are returning to the cruise line. They did not say if they were returning anywhere else, but they're definitely returning to the cruise line.
How fun.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay. So when we got back from Nassau, we went to Universal. We stayed in the Universal area, and we've stayed at Aventura Hotel, which is one of their moderate sized resorts.
Mhm.
And they have their own bus system too, Universal, but we got to go on Velocicoaster for the first time, and that roller coaster is something else. It's crazy. Not
I
only do you,
almost fell out.
no, you did not.
I did. I almost fell out.
Well, how's it set up,
I
this
felt
roller
like it.
coaster?
So the roller coaster is it doesn't go over your head. It's not a shoulder, and there are loops, but it's a lap bar.
Oh, wow.
That's why I almost fell out.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, it's very like there's nothing on your shoulders keeping you in, because usually if it's a loop, you have to bring
Yeah.
it up over your head, but there's nothing on your shoulders. It's a lap bar. It does have about like 3 inversions and a loop or something like that. And while you're going through the queue, there are live raptors, like animatronic raptors. Their mouths are muzzled and they're kind of in their crates.
Yeah.
But then they break out.
Uh-oh.
Basically, they're chasing you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's screens on either side of you, and it's kind of like how on Incredicoaster Dash runs next to you. Like that's the Velocicoaster. Like the
fun.
Velociraptors are right next to you.
Velociraptor.
You're in the paddock with them.
Nice.
The only thing I don't like about this coaster, and like the thing is that it goes over water, and it like turns you so you're hanging
upside down over
water with only a lap bar.
Wow.
Don't do it. I'm sure it's safe. I mean, we got off of it. We did it twice and we got off of it and we were fine. But the second time we were in all the way in the back, like all the way.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
back. And it
You
just
feel
felt
it.
like it whipped us around a little bit more than when we were in, like the middle. And I did kind of feel like I was falling out a little bit.
Wow.
But it's a good roller coaster. I think if you are a roller coaster fanatic, you should go on it. I still like Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure because it's more of a story coaster. Like I feel like I wanted the velociraptors to like follow us, but I don't know how that would have happened. I wanted just a little bit more of a story, I guess. I don't know. But I like Hagrid's more. But we did wait a lot longer for Hagrid than we did for Velocicoaster.
Okay.
And
All
now
right.
Velocicoaster is a part of Express Pass over there. So you don't need to wait at all, basically.
That's great.
Probably
Yeah.
not. Yeah.
Cool.
I did want to mention like one thing about the Wish is that the elevator system is not great.
Okay.
So there instead of having like the 3 sets of elevators like the Wonder and probably all the other ships, it only has 2 sets of elevators, so they've cut out the 3rd set in the middle, and they've opted to put the
The
stairs where like the stage for the princesses and stuff where you walk in.
Okay.
And then when you're on the sides with the elevators, not all the elevators go to every floor.
Oh, wow.
You have to get in the right elevator.
And when shows got out and stuff like that, it was just kind of like a congested mare. But that was the only issue that we had.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds like an awesome trip. I can't wait for you guys to go on another one. Tell us all about it. Maybe we'll join you next time.
Absolutely. Do it. Skywalking meetup. Let's
That's
do it.
right. That's right. Well, we have reached the end of another episode, but we definitely want to hear from you. Do you have questions about the Disney Wish? Because Courtney and Kelly can answer all those questions. Do you plan on going on a cruise? Let us know at Neverland Clubhouse Pod. And then, of course, you can keep up with us and on a current basis by following all of our socials. So we have at Neverland Clubhouse Pod, the reels and the stories, as well as at Skywalking Pod as well. And we want to give a big shout out and thank you to Rob Dellinger for composing our theme song. To hear more of Rob's work and to see where he will be playing next, please go to his website, alpharhythmkings.com.
We are part of the Skywalking Network, Skynet, where you can also find other great shows like Skywalking Through Neverland and Talking Apes, the Max Effects podcast, Totally Tell Me Everything, Star Warsologies, and the YouTube shows Today in Star Wars History and Collectopolis.
You can check out all the Skywalking Network podcasts and articles at skywalkingthroughneverland.com. And once again, our social media on Instagram at Neverland Clubhouse Pod. Kelly is at Kelly Turkel. Courtney is at CLT8635. And I am at Jedi Tink.
Yep. And we're also on Facebook at Kelly Turkel and Courtney Turkel. You can also find us in the Skywalking Through Neverland Facebook group. Just search Facebook for Skywalking Through Neverland group. Request to join and then answer the questions that pop up. Do it or we can't let you in. All right then, second star to the right and straight on till morning. Join us for our next adventure from the Neverland Clubhouse.